Hello, good morning, students. How are you all? And welcome back to your classes. Today, we are going to just start a new topic of our same chapter, nutrition in plants. But before that, I want to make you remind of Saturday's notice that now from this week, from the last week, we have started that Monday to Friday your lectures and assignment will be sent to you, but Saturday and Sunday will be off for you, and I want you all to complete your work daily. And it's a hardly request. If you are not able to complete your work on daily, your work will be staying back, and you won't be able to complete them on time. First thing. Second, due to this COVID-19, you are unable to come to school. You are unable to just to look after that what is going on. So it's necessary, as we are helping you out from this online classes, it is your duty also to cooperate us and complete your work on time. So I would like to say you that you should complete your work as we are saying. And today you know that we are going to start our next topic, that is heterotrophic nutrition. You all know very well about this. Let's start today. We have deal with some topics like nutrition, modes of nutrition. So I know now about nutrition, you know very well, and modes of nutrition in that one portion, that is autotrophic nutrition, we have completed about how the green plants with the requirements, what are the requirements which they require for making of their food by the process of photosynthesis. This all has been revised twice, and I know and I hope that you all have revised your chapter thoroughly. So just take out your book today and start. Today we are going to start our new lecture, that is heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, you know that green plants are able to prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But in contrast to heterotrophic nutrition is that type of mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot make their food and they depend on others for their food, that are called heterotrophic nutrition. And here heteros means other and tropho means nourishment. Nourishment is same, here we can say food like that, or holozoic nutrition also we can say it. So first difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition is that autotrophic nutrition, in that plants can make their own food, but in heterotrophic nutrition they are unable to prepare their own food and they depends on other for their food. Next, what we can say, what are heterotrophs? The organisms which cannot make their food and depend on other for their food is called heterotrophs. Clear? Now, what are the examples of heterotrophs? Organisms like animals, bacteria, fungi, they cannot prepare their own food, you know very well. They directly depends on other animals for their food, or green plants. That is why we can say that usually animals are dependable on plants and they are referred as heterotrophs. Examples we can say for this heterotroph nutrition are in different way, in different sections we are going to deal, but now just at this period I am just saying that bacteria and fungi are most important examples. According to this mode of nutrition, there are some more different types of plants, how they used to prepare their food. See, here is the table, heterotrophic plants. So in this number one, the first categorized is by parasitic plants, we call it also parasites. Second is saprophytic plants, we call it saprophytes. Third is insectivorous plants, we call it insectivores. And the last is symbiotic plants, we call it symbiotents. That means four different types of plants we are going to deal today with within this heterotrophic nutrition. But for today's topic, we are going to deal with the two only, that is parasitic plants and saprophytic plants. And in other lecture, I am going to make you understand about insectivorous plants and symbiotic plants. So let's come and start with parasitic plants. What are these parasitic plants? You haven't seen, I know, such plants, but within this chapter you can understand the way and points how they are dressed. See, here are the parasites. We can call it परजीवी also. इन्हें परजीवी भी कहा जाता है. ये प्लांट्स यूजली क्या होते हैं, दूसरे जो लिविंग जीवित प्राणी होते हैं उन पर निर्भर करते हैं और वहीं से अपना खाना प्रदान या कह सकते हैं डिराइव करते हैं, वहीं से प्राप्त करते हैं. इन्हें हम पैरासाइट्स कहते हैं. दैट मीन्स प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स which live in or on other living organisms and derive their food from them are called parasites. The living organisms which a parasite derives its food is called the host, and the parasites draw nutrition from the living tissues of plants and animals. They can cause various diseases. Now there is also one condition, that while from which particular parasite means from the living organisms, when parasites derives their food, that is the particular living organism used to be called host. This is an important, while they can draw also their food from the living tissues of plants and animals too, but this may causes some severe disease that is harmful for us. But the parasitic plants may either be stem parasite or root parasite, because they depends on whether it latches onto the stem or the right root of the host plants. Whatever may miss, ये जहाँ पे स्थित होते हैं वहीं से ये पैरासाइट प्लांट्स अपना फूड डिराइव मीन्स प्राप्त कर लेते हैं, चाहे वो स्टेम से हो और चाहे वो रूट से हो. इसी के अकॉर्डिंग, while just because of this only, there are two types of parasites. First is total parasites and second is partial parasites. The plants which depend wholly on the host plants for their food are called total parasitic plants. अब यहाँ क्या होता है, अगर वो प्लांट जब पूरी तरह से किस पे होस्ट अपने होस्ट प्लांट पे ही निर्भर होता है, वी यूज टू कॉल इट टोटल. होली मीन्स पूरी तरह से पूरा, दैट मीन्स यूज टू डिपेंड ऑन द होस्ट प्लांट्स, सो वी कॉल इट पैरासाइट. एंड द मोस्ट ब्यूटिफुल एग्जाम्पल or best example we can say is Cascata, that is Umber bell, Affodentans. Certain bacteria and fungi are totally parasite. Now what comes? The plants which make a part of their food themselves by photosynthesis but derive other components of food such as water, minerals, etc. from the host plant are called partial parasitic plants. Now what happened here? What did partial parasitic plants do? They used to make their food themselves, means not the whole but a little part of food they used to prepare by photosynthesis, but they derive other components of food also like water and minerals from the host plants only, from which plants they are going to derive वी कैन से दे, मतलब जिस प्लांट से वो अपना फूड प्राप्त करेंगे उसी से वो उसी प्लांट से वाटर और मिनरल्स प्राप्त करके कुछ अपने आप भी अपने लिए बनाते हैं. इसीलिए इनको हम पार्शियल पैरासाइटिक प्लांट्स भी कहते हैं. और इस टाइप के न्यूट्रिशन प्लांट्स कौन से हैं? वी कैन से द एग्जाम्पल इज मिस्टलीटो. मिस्टलीटो इज अ partial parasite. Have you understood till here? Have you understood here? So in this parasites first topic, the parasitic plants, we did see that these animals live on other living organisms and derive their food from other from their host plants, and they are called parasites. In this, they used to derive nutrition from the living tissues of plants and animals. They also can derive their nutrition from a stem parasite or either a root parasite. And they are of two types, total parasite also and partial. Total parasite, that only depends on the whole of the host plants, and partial, that means it depends on both types, either by taking some nutrition like water and minerals from the host plant. Some of the portions of food they used to prepare by themselves, and other remaining they used to take from host plants. So now the topic parasite is clear. The second topic is a saprophytes. What are the saprophytes or saprophytic plants? They usually live on dead and decaying matter and derive their food from it. Clear? This type of plants mainly lives on dead plants, we can say dead animals or organisms. Clear? This releases enzymes to break down complex organic matter into simpler substances, and these are the best examples, the fungi and bacteria. Now how they acquire and how they derive their food. See here, we are going to just look here how the saprophytes derive their nutrition in the following way. First, the saprophyte grows on the organic matter. Organic matter, we can say anything on that fungus. You have seen maybe like bread and all that, you can see on that fungus is grow. That saprophyte grows on that organic matter. Then organic matter secretes that juices, and that juices help us. What they did, they break down the organic matter into simpler substances and convert into a solution, and there the saprophytic plants absorbs the solution and obtains their nutrition. इस तरह से वो अपना न्यूट्रिशन फीडबैक करते हैं. Clear? So today I am just going to make you understand these two only, parasites and saprophytes, and other two, that insectivorous and symbiotic plants, we are going to just read out in the next lecture. On this short, today I am just giving you a small certain work. What is that? What is that? See, this is a, we can say, match the columns self-check questions in your book. Just take out page number 11. Come on to page number 11. Self-check questions are there. So we are going to match the terms in column 1 and column 2. Number 1, plants that grow on decaying matter. What will be the answer? Decaying matter. Can you guess what is the answer? Yeah, saprophyte is the answer. Number 1, plants that grow on decaying matter. The answer is saprophytes. Done. Number 2, living together for mutual benefit. Living together for mutual benefit is of number A, symbiosis. Number 1 is symbiosis. Number 3, a plant example of a total parasite. I have made you just understand about the two parasites, total and partial. And in that total, the answer or the best example of total parasite is number 5, Cascata or umberville. Cascata or umberville is the right answer. Here, number 4, organisms which obtain food from others. What we call it? Obtains from other. What we call it? They are called parasites. They are called parasites. Okay. And the last, organisms which lives and feeds on another organisms are called heterotrophs. Sorry dear, just convert it. Here, organisms which obtain from food from others are called heterotrophs. Are called heterotrophs, and organisms which lives and feeds on another living organisms is called parasites. Then don't make a mistake. Just don't confuse yourself. Try to understand. Organisms which obtain food from other is heterotrophs, and organisms which lives and feeds on other living organisms is parasites. Clear? So today this will be your work, and you have to fill it out in your fair notebook with a good handwriting. So for today this much, and with a new topic. As we haven't completed the portion of heterotrophic nutrition, the remaining portion we are going to complete by tomorrow. Then question, answers and others. Okay. Thank you for today. Have a nice day.